Yo, what is good, YouTube? Welcome back to another JC2K video. In today's video, we are going to be ranking every single Dark Matter card and 100 overall that is currently available here in NBA 2K24 MyTEAM from worst to best. Yes, this video really isn't applicable to anyone in terms of people having multiple of these guys and trying to make decisions about that. I mean, at most, you might have one of these cards, but generally speaking, the vast majority of people don't even have that, and that's probably for the best. At the same time, I thought this would be a video that at least people were kind of interested in watching, so I was just thinking about videos to do, and this popped into my brain. So here we are ranking these cards. I think this is a good time to do it because there's only 11 of them so far, so it won't be a super long video. And yeah, before we hop into the video, if you haven't already, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Help me push towards the 25,000 subscriber mark on the channel. I upload every single day, tons of consistent daily MyTEAM content. Would really appreciate it if y'all do subscribe. Without further ado, let's hop right into it, and let's start off with number 11. The worst of all of these cards, in my personal opinion, is actually Shaquille O'Neal. I think his release is absolutely atrocious. Yes, he's 100 overall. Yes, he's a 7'1" big with a 7'7" wingspan. I believe his release is horrifically awful, like one of the worst releases in the game. In all honesty, his playmaking and shooting patterns are not as insane as you would expect 100 overalls to be. Not that they are bad at all, because obviously they're incredible, and he is one of the very best finishers and defenders in the entire game. Insane stats and batters across the board, of course, as all of these cards have, and especially the 100 overalls. And he's got great SIGs too, but bad escape. Zach LaVine escape, not good there. He's got Curry's drag back, Curry slide, and Kyrie dribble style, which is nice, but his release is an absolute atrocity, and his upper is terrible too, which kind of ruins his Pro 2 fade. So I truly believe Shaq is not that insane of a card, despite being 100 overall, because his animations are truly that bad. Now, at the number 10 spot is going to be Michael Jordan, another card who really is this low on the list for the exact same reason. His release is atrocious. He's 6'6" at PG, 6'11" wingspan. Obviously, he's one of the very best point guards in the game, but his release is terrible. He's got very complete, very good badges, of course. Really everything you'd want. Golden Movable Enforcer, I guess, is one like small critique. He doesn't have that on Hoff, but whatever. Insane stats and badges, obviously, and animation-wise, he's obviously incredible as well. Kyrie dribble style, Francis size, Kemba escape, Jamal Murray behind the back, and John Wall's drag back. He's literally got arguably perfect SIGs. Pro 2 fade, MJ release, it's just a really ugly release. It's just slow. You can't three hunt with him at all. And it limits his offensive ability a little bit too, because people are playing him more to drive because of his inability to three hunt at a high level. Batter upper, again, tweaks the fade and makes it tougher to green as well, which is also annoying. So I don't know. Not a big fan of this MJ card. I just think, I just don't think he's that good. And I know those two are both 100 overalls, but they're not that great. Number 9 is Adam Morrison. I feel like Adam Morrison is really good, but I think he's honestly this low on the list for kind of the same reason. Release is kind of mediocre at a position where it's really important to have an elite level release. 6'8", 7-foot wingspan. He also doesn't have like unbelievably elite size at small forward or anything. Not that that's a huge deal. And obviously his stats and batters are phenomenal. He is one of the best small forwards in the game. Obviously all of these cards are varying levels of great, from like really good to best card in the game at the top. But even these guys, like Adam Morrison, is a phenomenal card, one of the best small forwards in the game without a doubt. But when you're nitpicking against the best cards in the game, release, his upper just isn't that good. That's the main complaint. SIGs are pretty darn good, of course, and his fade is also phenomenal, but the upper on his jumper is janky. It makes him a lot easier to contest. He seems to get a lot of speed ups on his jump shot as well, which can be honestly very annoying. I think he's a very good card, no doubt about it. But I think there are better options still of these other cards that are on this list. Number 8 is going to be Brandon Roy, another 99 overall. B-Roy is insane. He really has one flaw that I would critique. Outside of that, though, he's got everything he needs. Golden Movable Enforcer, can get brick wall, has every other key badge in the game, pretty much almost all of them on Hoff as well. And obviously insane stats, as all of these cards have. The thing that his critique is that the pro escape, he's got D-Book escape specifically. That's the escape that he's got, and it's just not a very good escape. He's got a top tier fade, top tier release, really good animations, definitely one of the best shooting guards in the game, but his escape is not very good, and that is definitely the number 1 critique of this Brandon Roy card, and the one thing that kind of puts him a little bit lower on the list. Number 7. This feels a little low, but I'm going Carmelo. The thing about Melo is 6'7", 7-foot wingspan at shooting guard. He's got really solid size. He is 38 Hoffs as a base card. Obviously, he has all the 100 or all the Dark Matters have, But finishing-wise, he's phenomenal. Shooting-wise, he's phenomenal. Playmaking-wise, he's phenomenal. Especially defensively, though. Half a movable enforcer, half anchor, half post lockdown, in addition to the clamps, fast feet, glove, off-ball pass, right stick gripper, 94 feet, all that type of stuff. He's pretty much got almost every single important defensive badge in the game on Hall of Fame. He is an elite versatile defender with a lot of size at shooting guard and great animations. One of the better, smoother releases in the game. D-Book dribble style, Kobe escape, really nice fade. Overall, really, really solid SIGs as well. He's just a top-tier card. Very, very good. It's just at this point in the game, we're literally getting to the best cards in the game. Like, number 6 is Dirk. I legitimately think Dirk is like the best, pretty much. I mean, he's about as good as it does get in the game right now. At 7 foot with 7'3" wingspan at power forward. I mean, the only flaw with this card is his release is not great, but it's not bad the way that some of the other releases lower on the list are, like Shaq and MJ, in my opinion. It's a little slow, but I honestly kind of like Dirk's release this year. I think it's very smooth, easy to green. He's got an incredible spin jumper, super versatile defender, insane stats as a 7-footer who also has top tier SIGs. I feel like he is kind of like Shaq, just better shot creator, better animations, better release, better SIGs, just better overall card than a guy like Shaq, in my opinion. He is a top tier option, and he's a great power forward. I think he does a ton of things well, and I think number 6 is pretty fair. Number 5 is a 6'9" PG, Magic Johnson. Magic, of course, his critique will also be his shot. As a 6'9" PG, though, with literally every single playmaking badge in the game, bunch of elite finishing, a bunch of elite defense, and pretty much, again, every single key important badge in the game on the card as a base card. Perfect stats, perfect SIGs. The only complaint is the release not being that great, even on very quick, but he's a 6'9" point guard with perfect animations. He's the best point guard in the game, and I think putting him top 5 still feels a little low. Number 4 is KG. KG, just like Dirk and Magic, the one critique is the release. His release is not that great, but he is a 6'11" small forward, 7'2" wingspan. Obviously, always has incredible defensive animations. Pro 2 fade, again, top tier, near perfect SIGs. Jamal Murray behind the back, the whole 9 yards. Insanely versatile defense. Pretty much every single key Hall of Fame badge in the game on the card, even as a base card. Another card who's just near perfect in almost every single way. The one critique is the release. I think at 6'11" a small forward, though, I can kind of overlook it. That level of size of small forward is something that really very few cards have. Kind of like Magic at point guard, but I do think KG is a little better. That's again, these guys at the top are opinion in a lot of ways. Like TMac at 3. The reason I have TMac at 3 is because I like his release better than Dirk, Magic, and KG. I think his release is better. I will say the TMac upper still is not the best upper in the game, but his base is one of the very best bases in the game, and the release is absolutely cash. Top tier fade, top tier SIGs, as is the case with all of these cards, of course. And then absolutely phenomenal defensively, has the Hoff movable enforcer, 6'8" at shooting guard, gives him elite level size. He is basically a better Carmelo, in my opinion. He's got better SIGs than Carmelo, I'll say that. And he's a 6'8" shooting guard with perfect stats and badges. Unbelievable card, top 3. The only 2 cards better. Number 1, Kareem, because he's 7'2" with a 7'5" wingspan. He's the biggest card player build wise in this list, obviously, besides number 1. And he's got perfect stats and badges. And honestly, I don't hate his release. I understand his SIGs aren't actually quite as good as a couple of the guys lower than him, but he has a size advantage over everyone. And I do think he doesn't, I don't know, he's a much better version than I think a guy like Shaq is. Although there is a part of me that kind of wants to move Reem down this list a couple spots. Like, I almost think T-Mac and KG might be better than Reem. So it is very, very much opinion when you get to the top tier of these 100 overalls between guys like Reem, T-Mac, KG, Magic, and Dirk. All of those guys are phenomenal. And I think Reem is too. I mean, Reem is absolutely phenomenal. He doesn't move quite as well, I would say, as a couple of the guys lower than him, but I think player build wise, he kind of makes up for it at center. I don't know. And the reason also that I really like Reem is because Wemby's number 1. Wemby's the best card in the game. He's 7'4" with an 8-foot wingspan. I think Kareem guards him the best of anybody. Although, to be fair, a lot of the bigs on this list will guard him at a high level. But hotspots from literally everywhere. Finishing badges are near perfect, as honestly are the shooting badges. Playmaking-wise, not quite as much. Defensively, though, he is, and his stats are amazing. Again, he's 7'4". He's got Pro 2 fade, a release that I think is as good at least as a guy like Kareem, if not a little bit better. Top tier fade. Doesn't quite have the SIGs, I guess, of a couple of the guys lower than him, but still very, very solid animations. And again, he's 7'4". Insane animations. Obviously, most of these cards are pretty close together. Once you get past the first couple that I don't like as much, these cards are really, really close together and all really, really good. But to me personally, I don't think it's all that. I don't know. I think Wemby's the best for sure. Wemby is my favorite of all these cards right now. It'll be interesting to see what happens with Season 6. I'm really crossing my fingers and hoping that we actually see content that is accessible for everybody, but I'm not exactly getting my hopes up on that one, I will say. So we'll have to wait and see what happens, of course. But this is my list right now, and let me know what y'all think of the list in the comment section down below. So if you did enjoy the video, make sure you hit that like button, leave a comment, and subscribe. I'll be back with more 2K content very, very soon. I appreciate y'all. Peace.